Okay, hello, Kevin. Hello, Carlos. I'm very glad to see you
Hello.
here. Thanks for coming. Okay, let me know each other better. Tell us about your one day of your life, about kind of your most common schedules in your life. Okay, Carlos, you can start.
Carlos. I'm from Mexico. About one day in my life.
Yeah, kind of schedule, common schedules.
I don't know. The common schedule. Okay, I wake up at 7 o'clock every day because I need to get prepared to go to work. Need to get ready to go to work, and that's it. And most of the time I do that. I go to work and I'm back at home at night. And that's
Mm,
my horrible day. Just on weekend when I have time for myself. But if I have any plan for the weekend, I usually go out on weekends. But
okay,
from Monday to Friday, I usually go to work and I come come back to home. I return
okay,
home.
okay, good. Kevin, what about you?
My name is Kevin, and a day in my life is I usually wake up at 7, and then I eat some breakfast, and I go to school until, well, basically all day. I am I am taking classes all day. Then I get home at night around 7, and I eat something else, and then I go to sleep.
Okay, as for me, I have a very crazy schedule because I'm living with in the different time zones with my friend. I have this schedule. I wake up pretty late, sometimes at 12, sometimes at 11 p.m., sometimes at 10 a.m., sometimes at 11 a.m. So I'm usually then I have breakfast and do some work like shopping, something in the kitchen. Then in the afternoon at night, some students are visiting my house for classes which they paid. Some kids are visiting classes. They usually do it at 4 or at 5, at 6 o'clock. And after that, I have a time near the computer. I'm studying, taking my psychology class now, and also communicating, practicing my English, Spanish with my friends from Latin America, from South America. When the time difference is very big for me, I usually do it by night times. And these classes I'm doing now, it's 1:30 for me, almost one o'clock in the morning, and I have to be here. I have a not very common schedule. I'm living not in Ukrainian schedule. I'm living in your schedule mostly. So here is my strange schedule. And let's we know the class rules before we start the class. Okay, read the class rule, please, Carlos.
Mm, let's English class rule. Number one, remember Zoom can lead only 40 minutes conference. If you come to translate, you will miss some activities. Number two, all students must answer one by one. Do not interrupt each other. Number three, raise your hand when answering a question and wait for the teacher to call on you. Number four, teach one another. Number five, help one another.
Yeah, and if you cannot visit my class, the other rule, let me know in about 24 hours before the class starts. I need to figure out the lesson plan. And okay, it's Spanish variant. Kevin, read the Spanish variant.
Recuerda que Zoom puede tener solo 40 minutos de conferencia. Si llega tarde a la clase, se perderán algunas actividades. Todos los estudiantes deben responder uno por uno, no se interrumpan, levanten su mano cuando responda una pregunta y espera que el maestro lo llame. Enséñense unos a otros, ayúdense unos a otros.
Okay. And today we will talk about our day in our lives and about some schedules. Let's we share you the screen my textbook and let's we do some activities about the stuffs. And here is one activity, one day in my life. Okay, we work in pairs and do some work. Look at the photos and answer these questions, please. Who are the people? Where are the people? Carlos.
Where are the people? They are in the park, they are in the football court, and they seem in the bus stop.
Maybe. What are they doing, Kevin?
The first one looks like friends. They are having some time together, playing music. The second one must be a match between two teams, and the last one looks to me like some fathers are picking up their sons from school.
Okay, maybe school bus, yes. Oh wow, good job, you saw that it is school bus. What emotion do they have? Do these people have, Carlos?
The emotions they have. Maybe in the first image, they seem to be happy, they seem to be singing to each other, or maybe they are rehearsing. And the second one, they are playing football, so maybe they are having a good time, and they may be happy. They might be happy. And the third one, they are proud because the children are arriving at school.
Okay.
I think so.
At school, or they are coming to school. Maybe it's parents picking up children to the school bus. Okay. What do you think? Will they be keeping these moments in their life?
I think the first ones are going to keep the memory in their life because it's a good time. It is good to be among friends, and because I still remember the good times that I had with my friends. The second picture, probably, if it's a final, maybe. If it's just on football practice, maybe not. And the last one, I don't think they will keep that memory in their minds because it's an everyday activity.
Maybe, but I think yes, the first is everyday activity. Second one, it's maybe the weekend activity. But here, in the first image, depends what the relationship they have. Maybe they are coming once per year and just decided to reunite together. Yes, it looks like you're right. Okay, Carlos, the second exercise is for you and for both of you. Just think about one day in your day event in your life.
A good day. Well, maybe.
What made you to think about it? Why did you keep in mind this day? And we follow this question. When the event happened, uh,
Okay,
think yes.
maybe 2 days ago, because we were on holiday. As you know, it was All Saints Day. I was in the cemetery with my mother and family, and I have to take flowers to the dead people, our relatives who is already dead. Uh,
What
as
life
I
lessons
said,
you get from
okay,
it?
as I say, I spent my day with my mother because she has that because she has the parents, uh, and I think I'll keep that in mind for a long time because it was raining as well, and I soaked myself because of the rain. And what life lesson I got from it to worry about my to be happy because I'm still alive.
Yes,
That's the
yes.
lesson I got from it. Mm,
Okay,
Be
Kevin, what
thankful
about you?
because I'm being alive.
Good. Kevin, what about you? Tell about some activity, good or bad activity, and try to answer which exactly went, why it keeps you in the memory, what kind of memory you have, and what lesson you will get from it.
Well, I remember like 8 or 10 years ago that I was living in another city. I used to have a lot of friends there, and I remember a weekend that we got together like 10 or 12 people, and we just went to the house of a friend and started watching movies all weekend. That was pretty cool. I still remember that weekend because it was fun. It happened like 8 years ago or 10. I don't know. I spent that day with my friends, and the kind of memories that I've kept during the years are mostly fun.
Mhm. Yeah, I had one activity which was not event which was not very pleasant. I was around 6 years old or maybe 7 years old. There was a water on the roof. It was a lot of water on the roof after the rain. Somebody wanted to pump this water to the pipes, but incidentally they pumped it not to the pipe, but pumped it to the people's apartment. On the last floor, on the fifth floor, there was a furniture was swimming, the carpets was swimming, but we were living in the first floor, and we are still living on the first floor. There was just a few baskets of water, but it was a lot of water there to throw away. Till the first basket of water was throwing away, the second basket was ready for it. And it was a lot of water, and people have learned a lot of lessons these days that need to be careful before pumping the water and doing something crazy. And people need to be more together, taking together and working together to help each other. People have learned a lot these days. It happened so many years ago, and I still remember it as if it was yesterday.
Mm,
Okay, let's we do the other exercise. Read the sentence one by one. It's three of them, but yeah, one by one. Read it and choose the correct answer. What this words mean? What does this words mean?
Okay. A special moment in life can sometimes turn out to be much more than we initially expect. Turn out means to force someone to leave a place permanently, especially their home. to happen in a particular way, or to have a particular result, especially one that you didn't expect. To empty something completely by thinking out the contents.
Okay, which one is correct, Kevin?
Letter B.
Okay, okay, yes. Okay, next phrase. Whose turn?
I could always talk to my dad. We've shared so many funny and crazy memories. Memories mean the letter B, something remembered from the past about a person, place, or experience.
Okay. It's all make memories, but in this context, it's letter B correct. Okay. Carlos, number 3, read.
Occasionally, I recommend it. Step out of daily habits and challenges. I think about who you'd like to give your most valuable gifts your time.
Okay, which one is correct?
To start doing something new. No, let me see.
Which one correct? Sorry.
To increase an activity, a process to think and improve facilities. Maybe letter A.
Okay, it's how you understand. Yeah. Yeah. You're going to read the text now as exercise 5. So I need you to read the words and try to explain the meaning or translate it to Spanish and just improve your vocabulary before reading this little text. Not so little even. And okay, Carlos, you can start the first word explanation.
But we need to think. We need to read the text first, isn't it?
No, you need to explain the vocabulary. Text is number 5, exercise 5.
Okay. To turn out to the result of the event, for example.
Okay. Kevin, what about you? The next word, please.
Profound? I don't know what that means. Profound is like a cemetery, I guess.
No, so Carlos, what do you think?
Es como profano. No sé.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Let's
Profound, maybe something really deep and meaningful.
Deep.
Okay, let's see the dictionary.
Profundo.
Profundo. Okay. Gracias por traducir. Okay, next one, Carlos.
When you expect something.
Okay, read the word and then explain.
Long awaited. When you expect something for a long time, for a long period of time.
Okay. Kevin, potentially, what does it mean?
Potentially means something that can be, like I potentially can be an English speaker. Means that I can be an English speaker someday. Like if it has the talent.
Yeah, but I think you can speak well, you can explain everything in English. You're not native English speaker, but you're a speaker. Maybe you potentially can be, where do you study? What is your specialty? What is your profession?
Me?
Yeah, you say potentially. If you're studying like a future programmer, for instance, you can be famous programmer, but you're not famous yet because you're just studying, for instance.
For example, in my study, it would be I potentially will be an engineer.
Okay, you can be a good engineer, but now you just study. You need to do your best to be a good engineer, for instance. Clases, but I remember. Engineer, yes. The next word, Carlos, for you.
Potentially.
After potentially, next.
It's not change. It's a chain. It's a device where you secure something. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a text will show a resort. What does it mean? Kevin.
Yes, a resort. Like a resource, like something that you have available, like I don't know, studying languages was my last resort, for example, if the engineering didn't turn out.
Yeah. To recall, what does it mean?
To remember.
Okay, to step out, what does it mean?
Step out means you get yourself out of a situation. Like I step out from a bad relationship because I needed to get myself out of there.
A challenge, what does it mean?
That's more difficult because if you have something that stops you in your life, you need to surpass it. That you need to surpass that barrier. You need to strive to get your goals.
Yes, for instance, if you study English, you can spelling can be a challenge for you because written English and speaking English is two different languages for me, and it can be a challenge for some people, but they don't need to give up. For example, in our class, the internet connection can be a challenge, but I have on the cell phone the internet if something happened, and we can still move on. For example. Okay, paragraph by paragraph, guys, read. But here the task says that we need to match these letters and these numbers. But it will be very hard. Jump like that. Just read the text. It will still make sense. Okay, Carlos, start the first paragraph. Kevin read the second paragraph. Carlos, the fourth paragraph. Okay.
A special moment in life can sometimes turn out to be much more than we initially expect. This moment can be so profound. How important it actually was and how much it meant.
Okay, what did you understand here? Can you explain?
Life can change in certain point of your life. These changes, you can remember deeply these changes if those changes imply something important in your life.
Okay, it's like your lesson. at the beginning of the lesson you told us. Okay, Kevin, the next paragraph. It happened.
It happened last year during my Christmas holidays. It was a long-awaited moment for me since we live in Zakarpattia. These days will become one of the Christmas celebrations that we see in films. Snow-capped mountains, light snowfall, candles, carols, and cold winter days. Long-awaited. It was a long-awaited moment for me. It means that he was waiting the whole year for that special day. He was looking forward to that day.
Okay, can you explain what did you read about?
Hmm?
Yes, you read and explain it.
Uh, uh, he was giving details on how all the little things like snowfalls, candles, and carols um, help to make the Christmas, uh, like he said, um, a
Okay.
celebration that in films.
Okay, Carlos, next paragraph for you.
Uh, where was I?
I was watching.
I was watching the news on the weather channel with my parents. If I would like to go skiing with him the following day, of course I wanted to go because I love skiing in the mountains. My mom and my sister did not join us, so it was just my dad and me. What great adventures they were going to be. I almost couldn't sleep that night.
Okay. Okay, explain what it was about. What did you understand from this paragraph?
Ah, the main character of the text, uh, he seems to love skiing with their family, and he had a good time with them. But unfortunately, their sister and and his mom didn't join them when they were in the mountains.
Okay, next paragraph.
Mhm. Where he has always been from there.
Oh, okay, first Carlos for you, second for Kevin, so early in the morning.
Early, early in the morning, we left our house. It would have taken us about 2 hours to get there if there hadn't been so much snowfall. We were forced to install snow change. If we hadn't installed the snow change, we would have kept sliding, and not going forward. Potentially could have ended in a car accident. It took us about 20 minutes to put the chains on the wheels. My dad had such a big smile on his face, asking him if he could teach me how to change no change. Um, my dad had such a big smile on his face, asking him if he could teach me how to change no change. So they were traveling. It doesn't say where, but potentially it meant that without the snow change, there was the possibility to get in a car accident because there was so much snow in the road. So like
Okay.
there wasn't a possibility there.
Wait.
And the snow chains are the things that you put on the wheels in a car to prevent it to get it like to slide on the ice. They use it on Alaska, the stuff.
Where
I
did you
think you
finish?
guys use it there too.
What?
Yeah. There's no chains, yeah. Those are the chains that you put on the wheels.
Okay, Carlos. Continue.
Um, the sky like crazy. No, we skied like crazy, non-stop, up and down the hill. We also had a traditional sky lunch together. I could talk to my dad about everything. How many funny and crazy memories we both had to share with each other. The sky adventure trip brought my dad and me so much closer together. It, it'll always be one of the best memories I ever experienced with him.
Okay. What was it about?
He had a good time with his father in the mountains, skiing, while he remembered, uh, when they both remembered their past, and that created a better feeling for both, for his father and him.
Okay, and the last paragraph, Kevin, read it, please.
As the modern industry from there.
Yes.
As the modern industrial world is mainly focused on
Focus.
money and careers, I strongly believe that the most valuable gift we can give each other is time. We don't always recall that it is time. I recommend to everybody occasionally step out of the daily habits and challenges and think about who would like to give the most valuable gift of time. Time is here to observe, listen, give, and change. Well, it's talking about that since people are programmed to believe that time is money and that every second you're wasting money. I mean, yeah, it means that time is the most valuable thing, the most expensive thing that you can give to somebody. So we say we don't always recall that it is time. It means that we are always focused on money, but we tend to forget that time is more valuable than
Valuable, yes.
money. And he recommends us to step out. It means to get ourselves out from the daily routines and think about someone we would like to spend the day with.
When the story happened, describing the events happened, Carlos.
Um,
When did this event described in the which was described in in the text happen?
when did this story happen?
Yep.
Describing the story when I in the winter time.
Read exactly what? Look.
Uh, Special moments in a life.
Yes, but when exactly in the winter? What moment of the winter?
Christmas.
Yes. Okay. Kevin, read the second question and answer it, please.
What fact made the
Fact.
event so? Hmm?
Fact, not fact. Not fact, fact.
pronunciation.
What fact
Mhm.
made the event so important for the author?
Mhm.
That it was a long-awaited occasion, and all those details he said previously about the mountains and the snow, and spending time with his father.
Okay, Carlos, question number 3, please, for you.
What feelings did the child have while telling the readers about his life experience? I don't know.
What do you think?
Mm, he feels closer with his father, but I can't remember exactly the feeling he felt.
Okay, yes, closer to the father, good time experience, yes. What life lesson did he or she learn for himself?
Mm. He learned that time is really precious and valuable, and that you should always spend time with your family.
What help us communicate with each other, Carlos?
Uh, to forget about things, things are not important, like for some things that you don't feel it's not important, like money or hard work during the day.
Okay, and the last question is for both of you. Okay, Carlos, you answer this question, please, and Kevin, you also can. Have you ever had a similar experience in your life? Uh, How did it influence on you personally? Carlos, what can you say?
Yes, I had a similar experience in my life, but when I was a child.
Okay,
And
tell
right
us.
now, at this time, but I forgot all. I don't have that time.
Yeah, but tell us about the childhood experience. It's very interesting.
On my vacation, I spent with my grandmother and grandpa in the rancho, and with my mother and my dad, because my dad at that time he was alive, and we spent my vacation. I spent my vacation with all my, my relatives when they were alive.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about you, Kevin? Did you have similar experience in your life?
Yes, last Christmas was for me like that
Yeah.
because all of my brothers and sisters are living in different cities now, and we don't get to see each other very often. But last Christmas we did, and it was really special because the family was together once again. And we haven't had that since lots of years ago.
Yeah. As for me, I had this experience very often. My parents are divorced. I have with my mom. We were going to the Crimea before it joined to Russia. And we were going to the Crimea, had some on mountains, experience in mountains and other. But now I'm usually go to Carpathian with my friends and have similar experience. I have a lot of this similar experience. But about my father, we haven't been too much together. They got divorced when I was 6, and the second time they get divorced when I was 15. We didn't have much, but with my mom, we had a lot. Yeah. So I had this experience, as I told before the lesson interrupted. 40 minutes had been 5 minutes. We didn't have enough for that. But okay, I had this experience, and I I'm very grateful that I can spend the time with family. It's very important to have the time with our close people, family, friends, and the time is more important than money because time is our life. We have some years of life. Maybe somebody uh, have not so many years, somebody have more years of life, but we can make money by work. But time we can never return, as we learned this day. It's very important. Yeah, it's what I learned in this lesson. It's very good. And what can you say? What the most touching moment of this lesson have been for you, Kevin?
What is what? Sorry.
What did you like in this lesson during the text, during our discussion? What was the most remembering moment? For me, the time it's very important, but for you, what was the most important you have learned in this lesson?
I think having time with the family.
The same as me, yes. Even the teacher can learn something in the lesson. What about you, Carlos? What did you learn in this lesson? What was,
Time. For me, it's time as well. Time is
yeah,
more important.
yes, it was. Thanks for coming, my dear friends and dear students. I'm glad to see you in my class.
Thank you for
Please
inviting me, and see you next week.
see you next week, okay? Sunday and Saturday, try to come, please. Kevin, Carlos, I'll be happy to see you next.
Saturday or Sunday?
Both days you can come, in Saturday and
Same hour,
Sunday. Both days I'm giving the class. I'll be
at the
happy to
same
see
time.
you. The same time, yes.
Uh, what happened to the other persons?
The other people,
Susanna?
Susanna will be here.
Mm.
She was here on Saturday. Yesterday she was
Yeah.
here. Yes, you can come as well.
Oh, okay. So next Saturday.
Yes, see you, bye.